Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy MTG back here with another video today, and today I'm going to be discussing the MUT Superstars program, or the Superstar MVPs program, whatever you guys want to call it. Typically, this is the first program to release in Madden. Usually come out opening night, and we'll see some cards, some good cards, some 89, 90 overalls, in which we have baked-in abilities and discounted AP and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes we've even seen LTD, so I just want to discuss what we could see this year, and we're going to look back on past years to kind of base that on. If you guys like the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on post notifications. And without further ado, let's hop right into the video. Alright, so let's first discuss the first time we saw this in Madden Ultimate Team. Now, this would be Madden 20. This is the first year we also saw the Superstar MVP abilities and all that kind of stuff, the X Factors. And essentially, we got this promo out of nowhere. And in my opinion, it's the best of the three. You know, we got some very high-name players. We got Patrick Mahomes, Stephon Gilmore, Zach Ertz, Harrison Smith, Odell Beckham Jr., Luke Kuechly, DeMarcus Lawrence, and there was one other guy I'm blanking. I can't remember who it is for the life of me right now, but we did get someone else. Todd Gurley, I believe is who it was. We got those 8 cards. They were all, honestly, there really wasn't a bad one. Harrison Smith may have been the worst one, but he was still very, very usable at this point in the year. And in my opinion, this was one of the best promos we saw all year. I mean, we got baked-in abilities. We got some, you know, mid-elites too that were good. Like Alshon Jeffrey was a solid card, I remember. There's a Ben Roethlisberger. I'm trying to think who else there might have been. There's a Brian Bulaga, Nick Chubb, all those guys. So in my opinion, I thought that was a very, very good promo. We didn't see an LTD this year, which is the only thing I can complain about. But the one thing this promo did do, which I think is very, very good and very underrated, is it gave us house rules. House rules we don't really see very often now. And if we do see it, they're very watered down rewards. Well, back in the day, this was a very good reward you wanted to grind for. The reason being was this was an 89 90 overall random Superstar MVP, which was one of the best cards in the game. We got one of those from that, and we got one from solo challenges. In my opinion, they don't do that nowadays. I think they need to do that. I think they need to reintroduce the fact that grinding is the way to go. Playing the game will get you good rewards. They were NAT, it wasn't like they were auctionable, but you know, you could have pulled Patrick Mahomes and you had a quarterback for the first month of the game. You could have pulled, I remember I pulled DeMarcus Lawrence. He was one of the best edge rushers in the game. I think I also pulled Zach Ertz too, which he was a solid tight end. So overall, I think it was a very, very great promo. I think a lot of people did enjoy this one. Probably the best out of the 3 that we've seen so far. But, you know, the LTD kind of hurt it. This is why isn't a perfect promo in my opinion. But in my opinion, this is the best one we saw by far out of all the MUT Superstars or Superstar MVP promos in previous Maddens. Now we're going to talk about Madden 21. The Madden 21, this is called Superstar MVPs. For the Masters, we had quarterback Lamar Jackson. We had strong safety Tyrann Mathieu. I remember we also had a Myles Garrett. By blanking on the last guy, I don't remember off the top of my head. It would have came to me if it was Ezekiel Elliott, I believe. Ezekiel Elliott was the other card. We also got some good 86 and 85 rolls, including Travis White, Tyler Lockett, Micah Fitzpatrick, I remember was in there. So overall, we got some very good mid elites as well. And then we also got some low elites and golds as well. Nobody really insane out of those. I remember there was Troy Apke, I believe, that he was very, very underrated, very, very good. But we also saw limited time this year. It's the only time we saw it, and that was Rob Gronkowski, which I think instantly made the promo much, much better. I mean, we got an LTD to chase form packs. Rob Gronkowski was a great card. Again, baked in abilities, 250,000 coin quick stall, all that kind of stuff. But this year, in my opinion, it might have been the weakest, although it did have the LTD, which I think really does help. This might have been the weakest year because we only got 4 Masters, which, you know, a little lackluster considering that they're also all 89s. I mean, Lamar Jackson was a good card. Tyrann Mathieu was a good card. You know, you didn't really need Zeke on your team, honestly, in my opinion. And then you look at the other guy, Myles Garrett. He was definitely very, very good. You know, again, maybe not needed because Aaron Donald was in the game, but very, very good at that. I think Gronk was definitely a necessity, but he was around 1 million coins, so a lot of people couldn't afford to pick him up. But in my opinion, this one, probably the weakest of the 3. Still a very good promo, but just not up to the standard of what we should have expected, especially coming off of Madden 20, which I said is, my opinion, probably the best one. So this one, it kind of felt a little lackluster, but also it wasn't terrible. Alright, so our final one we're going to discuss is, of course, Madden 22 Ultimate Teams Superstars promo. Now in this one, I believe we saw 889 overalls, including Budda Baker, Saquon Barkley, Tyron Smith, Vita Vea, Marlon Humphrey, Von Miller, Michael Thomas, and Russell Wilson. Now, in my opinion, personally, I think this was probably the best one for names we got. I mean, you look, we got 8 really good players. Now, we did get that back in Madden 20. Yeah, Madden 20. I was going to say Madden 21. Madden 20, we got that back in. But in my opinion, they weren't as juiced as the cards whenever they came out first this year. In my opinion, most of these cards were some of the best cards in their game or at their position to start the game. The only guy I think that really wasn't that great, I would say, is probably Michael Thomas, although he was still very, very good. He just wasn't great. Russell Wilson was one of the best quarterbacks. Von Miller, one of the best edge rushers. Ron Humphrey definitely served a very good purpose. Vita Vea, great defensive tackle. Tyron Smith held down that left side of the line for you guys. Saquon Barkley, of course, very good halfback in my opinion. He's the best out of all of them. And then Budda Baker is a great user. He's a little short, but a great user nonetheless. Michael Thomas, he was just an overall solid receiver, though. He was definitely still a top 5 receiver in the game, so you still want to go out and get him. And then we got tons of 86s. Some of the best include Terry McLaurin, Darius Leonard, Eddie Matthews, Eddie Jackson, not Eddie Matthews. Nick Bosa was really good, Richie Incognito. So there's a lot of good guys that we got, especially for the lower players, and I think this is probably the best year for the lower players because we got a lot of those good cards. And then we saw some, 84 overalls, 83s, 80 overalls, some golds and all that kind of stuff. The one thing I will say about this year is, similar to last year, I didn't mention it, but the solo challenges were just not rewarding at all. We really didn't get anything. We got an 86 overall, I think we got an 86 overall, or we got like plus packs, which you really didn't see many of them flying out of there. We didn't get house rules in this one as well, which I think really does hurt it. If we get house rules for a free 89, if you win like 25 games, in my opinion, that's a fair reward. I mean, I'd win 25 games for an 89 overall. Even Michael Thomas, I'd win 25 games for, especially at the end of the year. So in my opinion, this Madden Superstars promo, it was okay. I think it's better than Madden 21s, but definitely worse than Madden 20s. So in my opinion, this is probably the second of the best, but I think it definitely could have been upgraded in other aspects. But let's quickly look at what we could see this year. All right, so this year we're looking at the 4th year of this. So there should be no excuses. This should be a very good promo. I think they will do very good in this promo. In my opinion, first of all, I think we're going to see a scrambling quarterback. Because guys didn't know, I believe Escape Artist was changed to an X Factor. So I would assume we see maybe a guy like Lamar Jackson as a master to start off. Of course, I'm not making any predictions yet. I'll make the predictions down the line here in a couple of weeks. So 3 weeks till the game even comes out for early access, which just won't come out until probably August 19th, the first actual day of release. So expect it around then. But you look here, I'd expect probably a scrambling quarterback. I'd expect, I'd expect 89 to 90 overall masters. I hope we get those 90s. I think that'd be a very good start off the year. I think it'll be very fun. And I really hope we see an LTD. I hope we see house rules again, some good rewarding challenges. That's the one thing I want this year is I want good rewarding challenges. Because honestly, I played basically no solos last year. And I thought that was very bad for the game. I thought it made it very unenjoyable a lot of times. So I like offline grinding. I love playing online, but I also like offline grinding. But if I'm not going to get rewarded for offline grinding, in my opinion, it's just not worth playing. But I expect, like I said, scrambling quarterback, 7 to 8, 4 offense, 4 defensive, masters, 89 to 90 overalls, and some good rewarding challenges and house rules, hopefully. And hopefully that's what we see in Madden 23 Ultimate Team's Superstars promo. And there you guys have it. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, please, please, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on post notifications. And I'm NTG. Peace out.